AMC stock has had a pretty good couple of days, the last couple of days. Let's talk about where the stock could be headed very soon, my personal thoughts on it in an article that I very much disagree with. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of my AMC analysis. If you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up for Public, you guys can get a free stock of a great selection of companies. And of course, follow us on Public and keep up to date with what we're buying, what we're selling, and of course, everything going on in the market. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with AMC Entertainment. As you can see here, sitting at about $33.82 per share, up just about 75 cents on the day and about 2.27% on the day. This was of course last Friday, or this Friday rather, basically 2 days ago at the time that this video is going to be coming out. For what we're looking at as far as the price action goes, today is August 14th. This video will likely be up on August 15th, just to give you guys an idea of where and when this video is going up. Now, overall, beautiful green day for AMC we saw in this last Friday intraday trading session. Very nice movement, very nice momentum overall with AMC, especially after the kind of red day that we had about a day or so prior. We actually had a green day prior to this as well. If we look at the 1 week chart, as you can see here, we saw a nice upward trend into the weekend here. And we'll get into more of the price action here on the later part of the video, do a little bit of technical analysis. But for now, I want to talk about this article. Yes, it's the Motley Fool, I know. And unfortunately, it's not a positive article either. I'm going to give my reasons why I disagree with it. And we're going to analyze it a little bit here and just kind of see overall why I don't, I'm not a big fan of this article. But let's just get into it. AMC's better isn't the same thing as good. The theater chain's recently ended quarter serves up the expected glimmer of a recovery, but things are still nowhere near normal. Okay, let's see. Key points. Ticket sales are roughly 1/4 of their pre-pandemic price, though partially crimped by a limited number of available firms. The stock's sky-high valuation remains a liability compared to the company's best-case scenario profitability. Most soft theatrical releases are also being offered on streaming platform, creating a new sort of competitor to movie theaters. So, first 3 points. Let's talk about them. So ticket sales are down then compared to 1/4 of their pre-pandemic pace, though partially crimped by a limited number of available films. So they pretty much admit already off the bat that it's a weak point to begin with. The fact that yes, there's not as many films available in the first place, so obviously ticket sales are going to be down a little bit. So I'm not even going to really dive into why that's just not a great point in my opinion. Also too, the fact that ticket sales are roughly down, yes, streaming does have a little bit of an impact on that. But again, a lot of people are still very hesitant to go out into the world, even with the vaccine available and even with everything being open. There are still plenty of people who have gotten used to being home, who like being home and like doing things at home. So that is something to take into account. But again, I don't think that's something that lasts forever. I think that eventually society does go back to somewhat of a normalcy or whatever you want to call it. I think again, that's not really a long-term point that really has a lot of value. The stock's sky-high valuation remains a liability compared to the company's best-case scenario profitability. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the last time I checked, this is not a sky-high valuation for AMC. You know what a sky-high valuation was for AMC? When we were trading, let's go back even further here. When we were trading all the way up here at $62, when we were trading at $50, $30 to me makes sense valuation-wise for AMC. And you can sit there in the comments and disagree with me all day if you don't think so. But again, I don't think AMC at these levels is any crazy amount of disbelief, and even though AMC is of course higher than what it was, not really only a couple of months ago, again, I don't think that means inherently that the stock is going to come crashing and burning back down. AMC has held this support fairly stable for just the last basically a couple of months here through this kind of way. We had seen a significant pullback here from the pennant pattern that everybody was really excited about, but again, we've held at these 30 levels for quite some time. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of potential for it to break towards the downside. That being said, not totally impossible that it does, but again, just something to keep in mind. And this last key point here, most new theatrical releases are being offered in a streaming format, creating a new sort of competition for movie theaters. So, yes, streaming is totally a competitor to movie theaters, but once again, movie theaters have something that streaming doesn't, and that is the experience of going to a movie. When you watch a movie at home on your streaming, whatever it is, on Disney Plus, on Hulu, on Netflix, you're not getting the same experience you would get in the movie theaters. And that's a fact. Most people do not have home theaters. Most people do not have amazing sound systems or large screens or just or crowds of people. That it's an experience. It's solely an experience that is so unique to going to a theater that, again, I think that itself sells more tickets and if anything makes more money for the movies than streaming services do. Sure, it makes it more accessible to everybody and it makes it easier for people to watch who don't want to go to the theaters, but again, I'd argue that the experience of going to a movie theater and watching a movie is much more highly valued than streaming services just making it more accessible. Again, it is a point of contention, and I will agree that there is some competition there, but again, I think movie theaters are still very strong, especially with their overall kind of experience factor. Now, the rest of this article does go over some very interesting data. As you can see here, these are AMC Entertainment operating metrics. Really interesting stuff when it compares the revenue to their EBITDA, operating profit loss, and of course tickets sold. Tickets sold are a lot lower, obviously, than the revenue. Revenue is still, in the kind of 80 range as far as tickets sold, 80,000, and of course the prices here, fiscal results. Really interesting stuff and really great data here too as well. But unfortunately too, what they're using this data is to, of course, mock AMC and to basically say it's not, there's nothing, really going on here. This is interesting. It breaks it down by movie. Avengers Endgame, The Lion King, Frozen 2, Star Wars, Space Jam. Much lower, obviously, since then. But again, you have to remember, this was a different world. This is a completely different world than what we're in now. And as you can see, this is an upward trending pattern. I will not be surprised if literally by the end of this year, we're back to these levels, especially with big new Avengers movies coming out, with Marvel, with anything like that. More than likely, we're going to see some big spikes here on this graph again. And so again, I think a lot of this is very biased information that's kind of shifted towards the hedge funds and shifted towards people who have short positions on this stock. Let's read the bottom line though, and just get kind of the overall summary. This isn't a forecast for a complete collapse of AMC. One way or another, the theater chain will carry on. It may require some sort of reorganization or debt restructuring, but the name will survive. The return to normalcy or profitability is at least several quarters away, though, and that could be a few rough quarters. In the meantime, this company has to justify an $18.5 billion market cap, never having produced more than $1 billion worth of EBITDA in any 4-quarter stretch, and never having turned an annualized operating profit of more than $265 million in any 4th quarter span, even in its 2018 heyday. At the very least, AMC investors should exercise caution. The investors should also start asking exactly how AMC is going to convince a bunch of consumers to fall out of love with streaming new releases at home. All right. There's the wrap up basically. And again, the only thing I really agree with here is maybe a little bit of the risk at the $18.5 billion market cap. But again, market cap is not really the end all be all in whether or not a stock is valued too high or too low. We've seen stocks trade completely on emotion before. We've seen GameStop, AMC, and BlackBerry, any of these stocks. The price action doesn't have to make sense. I'm telling you, from a technical standpoint, if you look at some of these stocks, the way they move and the way they chart, it does not make sense with some of them. But it still happens, even though it might defy all theories and laws of everything that most traditional Wall Street investors might understand. These are stocks that move in such incredible ways, and that's all thanks to retail. And even though retail is kind of declining a little bit in volume, just because more people are going back to work, and we're seeing, of course, these decreases in price, and more people are selling out of their positions and not holding. Again, guys, it's all there. The short interest is still there. There's still plenty of controversy every single day going on with these stocks, and there's still interest to be had. Again, it's only a matter of time before a certain piece of news comes out or another large squeeze could, again, it's not guaranteed, could happen. We have to wait and see. It's all patience. It's all a patience game at the end of the day, guys. And we're always going to be talking about AMC. We're always making videos, and we're always trying to update you guys and keep you guys informed and educated on all the news and everything coming out, and of course giving our opinions on it, and just helping you guys out and hopefully helping you guys learn something new about something. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for AMC today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want a free stock in public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up with our link, not only do you support the channel, you also can get a free stock of a great selection of companies, and of course be part of a great social investing network where you can follow some of your favorite investors, including us, keep up to date with what they're buying, what they're selling, and of course everybody's thoughts on the current market. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.